is. Um, but I've never been to any of their concerts or anything. Anyway, that's about it for me with regards to modern music. But my interest has been a bit of everything, as well as my knowledge. So that's why I don't know Ozzy Osbourne's music as so much. As sacrilegious as it is, I'm not the metalhead I sometimes pretend to be. I'm more of a various sounds. I'm into largely anything. I'll just switch it off. Largely anything, but I'm mainly into the music that was out between 10 and 20 years ago. No, actually roughly 20 years earlier, 20 to 30 years earlier. I'm not even, I've never gotten into the current scene of music, and I'm kind of disconnected from stuff like Justin Bieber. Who's the other? Miley Cyrus. Before and after a transformation. What's that band? One Direction, and all the other bands that came before them that are just like them. And who's that girl? Taylor Swift. She looks nice, but she looked like she'd break if you touched her. She looks so fragile. I've never heard any of her music. I guess you could say I'm a lot like my parents, or with my slight interest in classical music, and that would make me a lot like my parents. The fact that I'm into a bit of classical music and that I'm not into music that's current right now, well, nothing's really grabbed me. I don't watch the music television as much as I used to. There used to be a show, I'm not sure if it's still on, called Rage, that I used to watch all hours of the night during the weekend. So it was on, I think it was on the ABC, Channel 2. But ever since we got cable, I don't know where, I'm not even sure if it's still on. Anyway, they used to play a lot of weird stuff uh, on Rage. I guess me saying that I'm not into the current scene of music isn't exactly correct. I'm still buying stuff like the Slough Feg, who are still making music now, but you don't actually hear it. You don't hear it being played. It's they're still kind of underground, which is what Rage played a lot of underground music. Right, Slough Feg. And other music you've heard me put on, Horse Lips. They're very old, and I got into them through some people on the 2000 AD forum, online forum, who put me onto them, who said they Horse Lips. They did this song called I forget what it's called. Dare Doom. Dare Doom. The Red Doom. It's very good. They also put out a couple of albums, one called The Tame, another called Aliens, another called The Book of Invasions. I think it was called The Book of Invasions, which is kind of like The Tame, I guess, but it's their version of it. They actually sing about Irish myth. They are mainly an Irish band. and they still play today, but they're not really commonly played on the radio or television, music television. There's also I like Led Zeppelin now, Deep Purple. Even this band called Spinal Tap, yeah, I like them too. I got one of theirs. Um, Break Like the Wind, I think it's called. Um, Man, what am I gotta turn this off. Sorry about the ads. Yeah, I was just playing the radio when I was just doing this video. God, I can't find it. I can't find the. Oh, here it is. I'll just stop it. That's supposed to have Ziggy Stardust on it. What else have I got? Oh, Pulsar, Presidents of the United States of America, which are a different. They're supposed to be alternative post-grunge band. One of the first songs of theirs I heard was Peaches, and yeah, it's not normal, not the normal stuff I normally listen to. They when you just looking at them, they seem pretty tame. I guess. I'm not saying anything about me. They seem pretty tame compared to the other bands I listen to. But I guess they're not. Everyone's the same, really, in that area, business. They've since changed their lineup. I like a few of their new songs. I actually went to one of their signings at a local shopping centre near Brisbane called Indooroopilly Shopping Town, and I met them, and they signed one of my CDs. I could show that to you. I might. Yeah, I'll just do that. I'll just go and get it. I can't find where they signed it. I've got both CDs. See, one CD is actually, unless I reverse the, oh, here it is. Presidents of the United States too, and that's how they sign. It's pretty messy. I must have made them a little bit nervous, so when I came up to them, they were sitting at a long table behind them seats after, I'm not sure it was before or after they did their promotional gig. They were selling that album. It was during that time. Uh, it's just called Two, Presidents of the United States 2. If anyone remembers when that came out, that was the time, roughly around about the time I saw them at Indooroopilly Shopping Town. Met them, shook hands, then I guess they were polite, but they don't really know me. They were polite towards me as it's professional, as that's part of professionalism. I don't know what they'd be like if I met them. If I just met them walking along the street. I'm pretty sure they wouldn't remember me. But they're not the same. They're not even the same lineup. I think the guy in the middle here, he's no longer in the band. His name's Dave. I also saw the Angels at Pacific Fair on the Gold Coast. And there they signed that while they did the promotional gig for that album. Doc Neeson and the Angels. Doc Neeson's no longer with us, like I said before. He died of brain tumour, I think, brain cancer. I'm sorry to hear. Very terrible. Yeah, that's actually I bought that before. I bought this, and it's basically got both. It's both of these combined, so it's both 1 and 2. I've also got all their other albums, nearly all their other albums on CD. I got one of Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness. No, that's the name of the album. It's Smashing Pumpkins, but I don't normally listen to that type of music. They're kind of artful. They're another alternative, mainly underground, I think. Art. Could you call them an art band or whatever? I'm not sure. I just thought one or two of their songs sounded really cool. Something about, despite all my rage, I'm still just a rat in the cage. Yeah, that one? You ever heard that one? It's embarrassing myself here. ZZ Top, who are a classic Texan rock band, country rock band, I guess. I went and saw them in concert, and they didn't do their signature guitar spinning maneuver. What they did do is this thing where they had something like a walking machine, a large conveyor belt thing, and they just jumped on that and basically walked on that. Bit disappointing, but I still enjoyed their show. I got one of their best of CDs. I've been meaning to buy a few of their others, but the best of has all their, all the stuff they're well known for. What else? Tenacious D. I've never seen them in concert. I've seen their film, and I got their first album. I played it here. It's got a lot of obscene language and stuff, even descriptive of sexual practices. Songs to. Do you know what a Cleveland steamer is? Do you want to know? Cleveland steamer. No, I'm not even into that. Although I might watch. I prefer the packaging to the contents, if you know what I mean. Mainly on a girl. I'm attracted to anything girl shaped, though I haven't really ever had a girlfriend, to be honest. But I have found other ways of, well, let's not say I used to visit a lot of strip joints, and I go to the odd brothel once or twice, a few times. Actually, I spent a lot of the 90s doing that sort of thing to satisfy the boss, the thing sleeping now downstairs, the lower parts down here. Yes, well, that satisfied me for a while, but it lacks spontaneity, I think, of a real being with a girl. Um, I guess who you have a casual encounter with, dating, all that romantic stuff, holding hands, walking along the beach. There's um, well, there's I don't know what's the word, is embarrassing, I guess. Embarrassing myself with that sort of behaviour. I know a lot of couples do that. There's a lot of quality time I've missed out on. Um, it might help. I'd like to get into that lifestyle right now, but I'd also like to sort myself out. I want to be independent again. I'm not independent at the moment because I still live with my father, and I'm on some sort of pension that is specific to my lifestyle right now. I'm looking for ways to make money. Although I know I'm pretty unemployable, I'm not very reliable, to be honest. But I'd at least like to be reliable to myself. I'd like to do something freelance for me, not for the person, not for some arsehole who doesn't care about my whether I get hurt or not. In in whatever duty I'm carrying out for them. I had some problems like that in the past with working for the railways, and in subsequent jobs where one job I think some colleagues were damaging my transport, and I eventually lost it. So yeah, I'd like to get my life back in gear. But in the meantime, I enjoy sitting here playing games, listening to music, and making these videos. What else? What other music am I into? I think that's it. Yeah, that's basically. Oh, I have the entire collection of Kiss CDs. Kiss. I went to their concert a few years ago, as I did in the late 90s. Now, in the late 90s, it was their original lineup of Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons, who are basically Kiss. They've always been Kiss. Paul Stanley, lead singer, sometime guitar player, not sure which. He might be a rhythm guitarist as well, or bass guitarist, I'm not sure. Then there's Gene Simmons, who is the bass guitarist, the proper bona fide bass guitarist, well known for his fire breathing, blood spurting performance to spice up the performance, their stage act. And there's Ace Frehley, lead guitarist, and Peter Criss, he's the drummer. And they each have they paint their faces. They've always had their faces painted in. And Paul Stanley's the sort of like the lover or the star child or whatever. He's got the star painted over one of his eyes. I think it's his right? Or left, I'm not sure. Can't say offhand. Uh, yeah. Um, I think in the comic book series, he was also he had an alter ego that was a dwarf that would transform into him when the time was needed. Um, it's kind of odd. And there was also a computer game, PC game. I've got that. But it's uh it's fairly dated now. um, it was it was out since their Psycho Circus album, which is the particular tour they were doing when I saw them in concert that time. Anyway, there's Gene Simmons, who's the demon, fire-breathing demon. He often wears bat wings. He does this part of his show is that he's got the wings on his back, and they attach him to a wire, and they pull him up to a platform in the just under the rafters of the it was Boondall Entertainment Centre, the stage there. Anyway, yeah, and he'd sing the rest of his bit there, and then he'd be lowered again. It's pretty awesome in their last concert where they actually arrived on stage on a platform that was being lowered down before all of us, and I think they're in a cage or something, and the cage is unlocked, and they move out onto the stage, and they each had platforms on the stage, hydraulic platforms that they could stand. I think one of them did. Might have been Gene Simmons or Paul Stanley. Had a hydraulic platform that would lift one of them up if they stepped on it, and move out over the crowd. Kind of dangerous when you think about it, but I think they rehearse this. They rehearse this thoroughly rehearsed, and with all the safety experts looking after them, I guess, within reason. Like there's still a rock band where risk is part and parcel of their existence. There's also this bit where he hops on a flying fox type thing, and moves him over the crowd to another platform at the back, well, in the middle, and he hops off that and does his bit. That was Paul Stanley. I'm not sure which song. That particular concert was originally on YouTube. I looked it up afterwards. Someone had filmed it. Two people had filmed two different versions of it when they were in the crowd. I'm not sure if that was allowable or not, but I guess it's only bad if they make them look awful in their video, or if they lose money from lack of I don't know, lack of I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure if they'd lose money from that or what. But anyway, there's Ace Frehley, who's he's kind of like the alien, or I guess he is the Star Child, or the space. He's the spaceman. He fires fireballs or something like that from some sort of projectile from his guitar in one of his doing one of his bits. I remember it was good in the concert in the late 90s, and in the latest one it didn't seem quite so spectacular, but I still enjoyed the show immensely. The last one, Peter Criss, he's the Catman, the Beast Man, the Catman, and they each have a alter ego in this comic book I brought. Something to do with Psycho Circus. that in a graphic novel. They've had a few graphic novels that I've collected. I'm just going to go and get them. That's the one. Psycho Circus. There's the. I'll just show you.